Hello crafties, welcome to another video. It's your girl. Okay, no, I shouldn't do those intros, but anyway, my name's Infiniti and today I am going to be taking you guys through the process of a very personal video of mine. Should I say personal video? I guess so, maybe? I don't know, it's artwork, so you guys know it's time to be expressive. This project has been put off, first of all, because of all the rainy weather we've had here in St. Louis and yeah, my inability to record outside. So it's called the Ukulele Project, or as I affectionately call it, Left on Red. It is a trip. So, you know, my friends, the friends that know about this project, they're snickering as they look at the intro of this video because the premise for this project is so utterly ridiculous that no one would believe me if I told them the premise behind it. So, you know, we're just going to leave that mystery out there for you guys that don't know me in person. And, you know, I'm going to be doing some preliminary things with this project. I have a 24 square inch board that I'm going to be working on and a ukulele. Anyway, so, you know, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started. This project, it means a lot to me in a way, and in a way it also does not mean a lot to me. It has to do with insecurity and jealousy and stupidity and oof. Is there a fourth one? I don't know. I don't know. But either way, I am going to thoroughly enjoy making this video. There will be axes and flames and cat toys and rainbows, and that is all you get until the end of the video. I hope you all enjoy. You know, one might even say that this project strikes a chord with me. Oh, that's so bad. Alright, y'all, so you know, my city is stuck in a perpetual spring right now. Every day there's like rain and thunderstorms in the forecast. So I'm actually going to start this off indoors. Woohoo! So I'm sitting up here. I'm going to start off by priming my board here, and I'm probably going to paint this guy off camera considering the circumstances. So I'm just going to set him to the side while he's dry. You can see, you know, the test paint I put on him. I did kind of scratch the surface on it a little bit, but I was unable to completely remove the lacquer on the ukulele. Anyway, so my priming method for this board is simply going to be a couple of thin coats of white paint. I have gesso, but it's really bad gesso. I hate it so much. So yeah, and I'm just going to be using Floetrol and water in order to coat my board. So this is going to be like the most boring part of the process. So I'm going to also find one of my handy palette knives, and I'm going to go ahead and get started with the pouring. So for this base coat of paint, such a savory sound, for this base coat of paint, I'm using this Apple Barrel outdoor paint mixed with a little bit of the matte paint from the same brand. Now I've been contemplating whether or not I wanted to make the background of this glittery, but you know what? I think the glitter, I've been overdoing the glitter here lately. So I'm just gonna leave it plain. It'll take away from the actual piece, I think, if I do anything extra to it. So I do want the background to be kind of glossy, so I'm just going to use some of this high gloss or super gloss brilliant Mod Podge, which I tend to use in my matte paints. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but I tend to use it in my matte paints to give me shine. You guys are like, why would you buy matte paint if you want it to make it shiny? Well, you know what? Sometimes matte paint is cheaper. So, hey, there you have it. So I'm going to find a stir stick, and I'm I'm going to blend my Mod Podge and my pigment together first. Now, if I'm going to coat something in white, I typically don't use that much pigment in my Floetrol, but this is a 24 by 24 inch board that I had cut to size, so you know. I'm going to need a considerable amount of paint. That's why I have my little bottle of water here. I'm going to put my little palette knife to the side. Floetrol. Gotta love Floetrol. I really do love it as a product though, so you know, it's a regular now in my pouring life. It makes pouring so much easier, in my opinion. Like, I bought that first gallon and I keep buying it, and now I'm hooked on it, and it's no one's fault but my own. So again, this is a project that I'm really going to enjoy doing, simply because, you know, it's based off of pettiness from other people, not my own pettiness. Okay, I think I might have enough paint, but because I'm also going to be painting my ukulele, I am not worried about overdoing it. I mostly use Floetrol in my mixture. I do add a little bit of water now and again just to distribute it more. Y'all let me know in the comments down below how you think this project is going to turn out. This video is going to be a pretty lengthy one because I'm not going to cut this into parts. No need to drag it out any longer. I actually started recording this in July, so you know, summertime project. And this looks good on the wood. I'm going to have to do a couple coats, which is fine. Alright. Now my art table is pretty, it leans back that way just a little bit, and it's not that it's broken, it's by design. So I don't really have to worry about it spreading my paint around too much that way. It's just more so this way. So now I'm gonna shush and start spreading my paint around. Okay guys, welcome to phase 2 of this project. So let me break it down for you guys. There's going to be like 4 or 5 phases to this video. The first phase was, of course, a few days ago when I did the first part and I did my base coat. I went back and did some extra stuff with the paint, but it was a little thick and the humidity in my basement is a little iffy at best from time to time. So, you know, I get odd results from that. So what I'm going to do is go over my board again to get a thicker coat. There's also like charcoal or dust or ashes on my board, so I want to get that all covered up and whatnot. So I'm going to move my ukulele and I'm going to continue to paint this guy. Actually I have some extra painting stuff and that might be like close to the last phase or maybe the next phase, who knows. And if this board needs any more work, I'll be doing that off camera, of course, just to save time. So that's obnoxious sound you hear is my paint. It's a little bumpy, I think, because one of the paints are a little... I don't know what's wrong with that paint, honestly, because it does this every time now that I think about it. But no big deal. I'm just going to go about taking my... palette knife to this thing and getting it all smoothed out. Alright guys, welcome to technically phase 3 of this process. I've already gone about doing another coat over this guy right here as well as my board. And I have to say I don't like how textured they both are, but I'm going to live with that. And because of the texture, I am going to also do something a little bit different with the paint. So I did like a little voting thing a few months ago on Instagram asking what I should do with, you know, what I should do with it. Should I like just stripe it, or should I tape it up? Should I pour on it? So I'm going to kind of try to do a uniformed pour, and I am going to involve some silicone. I have both this silicone pour oil, but I also have some of this fancy stuff, which I have yet to use because the last time I poured was before my hiatus, and since then I've been uploading my other artwork. So what I'm going to do is pour, but for the sake of coverage, I'm going to be using pigment in some gesso. So I gessoed my board actually, and so it's sitting back there all by itself. This guy, I tried to paint over him, and my paint, I think it was humid in my house at the time where I tried to paint it, so there you have that. So what I'm going to do is just put gesso in my cups. I have all the colors of the rainbow. The only colors that I'm particularly concerned about when it comes to coverage are my yellow and my red, so I do have 2 different types of pigment that I'm going to put in those cups. But I'm also just trying to get rid of this gesso because I hate this brand so much. It crackles, it does things, but I'm going to find a way to incorporate those crackles into my art. Okay guys, so I got all my colors mixed together. I'm going to make sure my plastic isn't touching anything. And now that I'm sure of that, I'm going to get pouring in color, or pouring on my colors. I'm going to move them off of my plastic, so I have plenty of room, I don't knock anything over. And I'm going to start with red, and I'm going to come from the top, and I'm going to come back down. And I'm just going to pour one after another until I either run out of paint or until the whole surface is covered. I'm not taking any particular care. Again, my main thing, I absolutely know that the gesso is gonna provide me with coverage, so not mad about that, or not worried about that per se. It's almost like a dreamsicle orange. I got way more orange than anything. I'm just gonna bring that up. It's gonna drip off the strings a little bit. That's cool. It'll get underneath there as much as possible. And yes, I know this looks like a hot mess. It'll be okay, trust me. Okay, now I'm going to do yellow. Kind of layering it on top of that orange just a wee bit. And bringing it down. It's almost like cake batter. Could have used just a wee bit more water, so what I'm going to do, I actually have my spray bottle that I normally use for my pottery, but I'm just going to spray that on there. Make it more runny. I'm going to come on with this green, again layering it over. So my main thing here is coverage. And the green is definitely more fluid than the rest of it. So I'm sorry for all you string players out there. I feel like no remorse for what I'm doing to this ukulele. I play clarinet for a while there, so I'm a woodwind. I never could quite catch on to strings. I don't know why. I tried guitar. I really did. Got green. So now we're going to move on to blue. Already got some nice cells popping up on these colors. I want to, again, I'm going to spray these colors down. I might do something a little interesting like inverting the colors. I think that would be fun. Kind of messily mixing them as well. Because this is more of a angsty piece as opposed to like a tranquil piece where I want it to be all fine and beautiful and blah blah blah. And this gesso definitely helps compensate for the amount of paint that I would have used otherwise. Just gonna kind of do that. And you guys are like, oh my god, the tragedy. Yes. So what I don't like, or what I don't want, is for my red up here to be like disappearing. So I'm gonna get one of my little jars and I'm gonna lay it under there. It's gonna force this thing to tilt towards me. Should have did this at the beginning. So I'm gonna go back over this red up here just real quick while everything else is settling, so I don't lose like all of it, because that would be kind of sucky. There we go. And I'm making a mess of myself yet again. Doesn't it look pretty? It's pretty to me. Okay, so now I'm gonna get purple. So this is actually the second to last phase that I will be recording indoors because the rest of it's kind of dangerous. It's really dangerous to do indoors, but it's more of an outdoor thing, you know. And this pigment, I'm trying to push it to the edges so that it's running off. I wanted you guys to see my color scheme. So what I will be doing is finishing the rest of this guy off camera, and then the next time we see him and we will be outdoors. Definitely outdoors. Okay guys, welcome to phase 3 and 4 of my ukulele project. This is perhaps the most anticipated part of my project, at least for me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Amazon thinks I'm a crazy person at this point, but it's okay. So I have a fireproof tarp here, you know, safety first. I also have water because I'll be playing with a little bit of fire today, and that's always fun. So I'm going to move my beverages and my water. And I just want to start by doing some body damage to the ukulele. Now, it's been a couple weeks since I actually painted the thing, so it's good and dry. I mixed this really bad gesso into my paint, so it has this really interesting crackled effect, which will also play into other factors of my project, so I'm really actually happy with that outcome. So, first thing first, actually chopping it up. Forget that lighter. Actually chopping it up. So, coincidentally, I ended up buying an axe, this tarp, and some other things from Amazon. You know, I'm pretty sure they flagged me at this point, but that's okay. So, just gonna leave it in the middle of the table here. And I'm gonna take this axe to it. I don't know, I feel so bad. I have so many friends that play the ukulele, and I don't know how I want to go about this, but I suppose, you know, there's no time like the present, so, you know. Ooh, my paint is flying off. This is probably the most dangerous art project I have ever done in my life, ever. So now that I've done that, I'm gonna set it on fire. Because why not, you know? At first I wanted it to still be playable, but now I don't think so. And I was thinking about maybe, you know, I don't know, varnishing it, but now I don't know. So at this point I'm not near any brush, so no worries on that. Okay, your girl is getting really inventive with this whole fire burny thing, so yeah. Literally will not burn for the life of me. burn wounds. Alright, so yeah, I figured what better way to end the month of September than to, do it like this. So, here comes my favorite part of this project. Well, not my favorite part. My favorite part was the actual damage dealt to the project. This is amazing. Not gonna pet that because I don't want splinters. But anyway, this part is fairly tame. There's no fire. I think I might set it on fire again, though, at some point. I'm gonna bring my glue gun like around so I can like use it. That is great. That is great. So it is time to like adhere this monstrosity. First of all, I want to I like how this piece in here is situated. So what I'm gonna do is actually like glue that to that spot. Smell, oh my god, the smell of hot glue is kind of nostalgic for me at this point. I might paint over this guy again, might not. I'm just gonna lay this piece down in here and just, put this clear hot glue, just a dab here and there. And, maybe I should have done that first, but nonetheless, what I'm gonna do is essentially just like put this guy down here. Maybe I'll do it in silence so you guys aren't annoyed by my voice. Alright guys, so I hope you fairly enjoyed this ambiguous project that I didn't explain very much. It was definitely therapeutic for me, and I'm glad I went on ahead and splurged and did this project. It's simple, but it means so much. Now I have to find storage space for it. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what kind of projects would you like to see in the future, and down in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my other social media, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, happy arting.